Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here representing Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness, and once again it is time for my client Alex's Dadbod Daddy Transformation Training Vlog. We had kind of a hectic week for him. We didn't get all of the training done that we wanted to. He missed a few days, but this was real life situations getting in the way, pretty serious type stuff. But we're back. We're back on track. We're back in action. And as you guys can see from this, we're kind of doing workout BAB. So he went over to full body. He saw me make videos on it. As a long-term client, goes, what you're saying and doing with it makes a lot of sense. Can I go back to full body and mess with this? And I told him, yeah, we can. So again, in his case, we run an AB type template. And so for those who don't understand kind of what we're doing there, essentially, we have workout. One is going to tend to be back squat, bench press, weighted pull up, and then barbell curls. Yes, I let him keep the barbell curls in for now, mainly because he's out in a t-shirt a lot. And even though we do lots of pull ups, we want to keep the biceps nice and big. So again, it's just kind of one of my dad bod things for guys in that situation. Right? It's just something that we do. Big part of what we do. So I've kept that in there, right? So that's his workout A, and then his workout B, which is kind of, we started with B on this week because we alternate. We do a single heavy set of deadlifts. We do incline bench press. We do weighted pull-ups, the strict press, and then we do reverse hypers. As many sets as he can squeeze in, up to 5 sets of those. Now, normally we do 3 sets of each of those on like the workout A, 4 movements. It gets skewed a little bit because we have 5 movements on the workout B, but it's only 1 set of deadlifts. Right, 1 top set of deadlifts, and we go straight into incline bench, and then of course the reverse hypers end up pushing everything way up. But we have the reverse hyper, so we're dang well going to use it. So if you kind of look at what he does here, again, work sets, and I prescribe the weights every week. So for those curious, when I'm dealing with a client like this, it's like, well, how much weight does he use? Well, I write it out, and I base that on the performance week to week, how many reps we have, kind of where I want to keep him in terms of intensity. Watching the work sets, right? So again, we kind of had a little bit of disruption, in the middle of this week. Again, some real life stuff. Nothing emergency or bad, but just some very stressful, very important life events went down. And so now he's trying to kind of get caught up on sleep, get caught up on, everything going on here. And so we're getting back in the flow. Now, we get over to this, the second workout of the week, which is one of our A workouts. We do back squats. And I mean, this is actually pretty solid just workout in general. So I think for a lot of people, they'd go, oh, well, that makes sense. We have a squat, we have a bench press, we have weighted pull up, and then curls. Like, for a lot of people, that's a solid full body. Like, everyone would look at that and go, everything is being built. Everything is being built there except for what? Maybe the posterior chain, because we only have squats. That's not really a bad run. But considering then on the other workouts, we do deadlifts and we do reverse hypers, that completely gets covered. Now, is some of his workout a little bit pressing dominant, shoulder and chest pressing dominant, just slightly. And that's because for him, that is the weak link. Muscularly, strength-wise, he's a better squatter and deadlifter than he is, presser in general. Because our best bench, we're like a mid-200s bench, But we've hit a 405 squat. Like, he's even doing sets of 5 or 6 or 315, multiple work sets. Like, squats are his best lift, I think we're around 440 for his best conventional deadlift. So, again, by contrast, we would want to be closer to a 300 bench. But, we're not yet. So we are... working towards that. And so we just do rep work right now. So a lot of sets with like 200, 205 on the flat bench. And that works well for us. So again, one of these workouts here, you'll notice it's back squat, 3 sets of squats. And those right now, they're like with 315. Then we have bench and we have weighted pull-ups. But notice he can get a decent number of reps on a weighted pull-up. He's no slouch there on that. So again, we're looking at, what is it that he's capable of doing. Right, we look at what is he capable of doing, and we're really in a good place there. Now, it would be nice if on the workouts I could actually read everything. So I'm struggling to look at his numbers for this week. There it goes. It wasn't loading correctly. But even in the pull-ups, we've got 30 pounds. 30 pounds, and he's able to do up to 9 reps. Okay. So we're strong at weighted pull-ups also. So again, you see why we put a little more priority on pressing. It's kind of like, on that one workout, we do one set of deadlifts and we do incline and overhead press. Like we do both of those. That's 6 total sets of pressing, right? And then we just bench on the other day. But again, that is where we're weakest. So we put a little more total effort there. Okay, we put a little more effort there. Because again, pull-ups, we got 30 pounds. He does anywhere from, depending on multiple sets, like 6 to 9. So I was looking at his sheet just now as I'm recording here. He got like 9 and then 8 and then 6 as far as sets on the weighted pull-ups, right? And these are a respectable range of motion. These are from a dead hang, right? Dead hang pull-ups, right? We're in a good spot there. Same thing, he does rep work, like 5-6 reps of 315 on a deep squat. Hey, these are not his weak links. So we double down on the pressing, and we do lots of it. So then you'll notice over here on this other workout, we do the one set of deadlifts, we do pull-ups. We usually do, actually I have him do incline, then pull-ups. I think the footage got slightly mixed here, right? So we got incline benching, and then the overhead presses. I know a lot of people would be like, well, shouldn't they, if you're going to switch those around, maybe throw the curl in there and put that overhead press on the flat bench day. But no, like we're really double downing on the shoulder and upper chest, on this other day, just like we're doubling down on the posterior chain. And I like doing it that way because then the deadlift and the press are together, and then we don't have as much structural loading. We're able to split it up a little bit, right? So he doesn't do more than about 4 total standing sets with his spine loaded per workout. 3 on the squat day, and then we do some on the other. And again, it works for just our overall fatigue because he also plays in a band, plays guitar. Reoccurring theme for Team Blaha there. A lot of guys on guitars and bass and bands. We play music and we lift heavy weights, guys. That's part of what we do. Then, of course, we finish up here with the reverse hyper. And again, I have him programmed to do 5 sets, but it's like, look, based upon what your time frame looks like. Because again, he has limited time. He has a super, super busy life. Like we're lucky to get an hour in 3 times a week, and sometimes he has to slide it down. So again, that reverse hyper is just like, just do as many as you can inside your working time frame up to your 5 sets. And we may not necessarily get that, but their short breaks are done at the end. So it ends up being about the same length for all those workouts. So again, we have 2 workouts for him right now on that. The only real isolation we're doing at the moment is our barbell curls. We could argue he may not really need them with all the pull-ups, but we have them in there just because in this case. Because again, I don't want to take his curls from him. He's got to be out there in a t-shirt. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.